What's up, y'all? So I'm getting glare from these glasses. It's I'm gonna take them off. It's Tuesday, June 2nd, and I'm like wearing my blue light glasses because I was editing. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the current events that are going on right now. Clearly you guys will see this video probably like a week or so later, and I don't know what the political climate will be in a week. Things seem to be changing rapidly from week to week. 2020 has been a bitch, to say the least. And so everything has been going on this past week with like George Floyd and the police brutality issue, which obviously that is an ongoing issue from the beginning of time, honey, from the beginning of the American justice system. But those are the events that have been taking place recently, and the protests and the riots and things like that. I usually, I didn't talk about this in the last few vlogs because it's been going on for, like I said, a week, and I've been vlogging, but I haven't talked about this in the last few vlogs just because I like to keep our content light. I like for this to be a good space for people to come and kind of escape the craziness that's going on out there. They can watch our family, they can laugh with us, and just kind of escape everything that's going on. So I try not to talk about things that are too heavy, but just, I can't ignore this one. You know, today is actually Blackout Tuesday. And so, like I said, it's Tuesday, June 2nd. So, we are supposed to have a video going live today. We're not going to upload today just because we are supporting the movement for Blackout Tuesday. And so we're not going to upload today. We're not going to post on Instagram or anything like that. And it's just, the last week has been heavy. I mean, just to see, I was talking to somebody yesterday and she had made a post on her Facebook page, and she said that, you know, if I post Black Lives Matter and you post All Lives Matter, I'm going to block you because you clearly don't understand what's going on. And I feel like we are in a place where you understand what's going on. Like, everybody understands what's going on. You're saying, if I say Black Lives Matter and you say All Lives Matter, you're saying that to bait me into a response. And I'm not doing that with anyone. So it's just, it's been hard to get through this week. Actually, I've seen a lot of positive things though. I've seen a lot of brands post positive things in support of the movement. I've seen a lot of non-Black content creators post a lot of stuff in support of the movement, and it's been really great to see all these brands, all these companies that are really in support of the movement. It's been amazing. But then you always have those people on the bottom of the post that are like, hashtag All Lives Matter. And it's just like, why? I don't understand why people are so hateful. How do you hate someone just because they look a little differently? Like, I've literally done nothing to you. How do you hate someone because they just look differently? I don't understand it. And it frightens me that I have to raise my children in this world, and that the two boys that I have will be seen as threatening and as menacing to society. Obviously, hopefully, I still have a while for MJ, but Mari is 12 and a half. He is taller than me, and 12 is the same age Tamir Rice was, who was also in Cleveland, was also in our city, and he was shot to death by the police. So it's just, it's scary to think about that I have to have these conversations with my children, that, I don't know, this world is so ugly and hateful. And there's just so much going on right now that affects these kids, from, again, police brutality to, we're still dealing with COVID-19, and my 5-year-old or 6-year-old is wondering why she can't go back to school and why we can't go back to church and all this stuff. Everything is just so confusing to them, and being a mother or a parent, period, at this time in 2020 is like hard. It's very hard. And I don't even have the answer, let alone have an answer to give to my small children. So It's just been a rough week. It's been a lot. It's been heavy. I am praying for all of those who lost loved ones due to, I guess, at the hands of someone who was supposed to protect and serve us. I just, I don't know. My kids see a police car and they get excited. They're happy to see a police car. They're like, oh my God, it's the police. They're excited about it. And one day, I feel like I'm going to have to break that excitement and go look. And we've already done it with Mari, but with the girls and with MJ, I'm going to have to break that excitement and say, look, if you ever encounter the police, this is what you do. This is how you act. Even if they're disrespectful, you don't be disrespectful, because I need you to come home. Even if they tell you to do something crazy that you know you don't have to do because you didn't do anything wrong, just comply and we'll deal with it after the fact. Those are the type of instructions that we have to give our little black and brown children, and it is sad. So really quick, I just want to tell you guys a story because one, I feel like if you're black and in America, you experience racism every single day. Like every single day in some form or fashion, whether it be online bullying, whether it be you just seeing someone making an ignorant post about black people or an ignorant joke. Some form, you experience it quite often. And so when I was younger, I guess, I don't know. I used to be like, racism, not that I thought it didn't exist, but it was just like, I've never experienced it. I've never felt like I experienced it before. And it could have just been that, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what it was. I was living behind rose-colored glasses. Who knows? So one of the first experiences of racism that I remember is me and Mark when we were on one of our first dates. And it was like the good old times. We were in the first month of knowing each other, and it was probably maybe our 4th or 5th date, and we had went bowling. Mark had this old car that I hated, by the way. He had this old car, and sometimes it just wouldn't start. So at any random time when you turn it off, it may not start up for a while, and you may have to wait on it. For some reason, there was a problem with the starter, and it just wouldn't start all the time. And so we went bowling. We get out of the bowling alley maybe about 10:30, 10:45, something like that. And of course the car wouldn't start. So we're just sitting in the bowling alley parking lot, just kind of talking and just really talking because we didn't have anything to do. We couldn't go anywhere. It is what it is. So we were just sitting there talking, and the bowling alley wasn't closed either. It was a open lit parking lot. We weren't doing anything wrong. We weren't like having sex in the car or anything. Like, we weren't doing anything. We're just talking. And so a police car is like driving around the parking lot, and Mark's like, he's running my plates. And I'm like, why the hell would he be running your plates? Like, we're not doing anything. We're just sitting here talking. He's not running your plates. Calm down. And he's like, no. He's running my plates. I guarantee you he's going to come up to this car. And I'm like, why would he do that? We're literally sitting here. The bowling alley's not closed. We're not like in an illegal parking space. Like, we're just sitting here. He's like, no, he's going to come up to this car. Sure enough, 3 to 5 minutes later, policeman walks up to the car, knocks on the window, and he asks us why we're sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck does that matter? Sorry, excuse my language, but he's like, why are you guys sitting here? And then, we explained to him, hey, car doesn't start all the time. We're just waiting on it to start. It should be starting soon, hopefully. And he goes, oh, okay. So what's your name? And Mark tells him his name, and he's like, all right, I just want to make sure, the car belongs to you. And I'm like, well, why the fuck wouldn't the car belong to us? Like, what does he think? Like, and that was kind of one of the first times that I've ever seen or experienced anything like that. I was 21 years old. And so it was mind-blowing to me that this actually happened to us. And Mark's like, yeah, this happens all the time. Like, I'm used to it. It happens all the time. I knew he was running my place. I knew he was going to come up here and ask us what we were doing, which is bizarre to me, that you can't sit in a parking lot, a fully lit parking lot open. We just patroned the business. We didn't just drive into, like, we just patroned the business. We came out, we're sitting in the car for a few minutes, and we weren't in the car for like an hour. We were sitting there for maybe 20 minutes at that point. Like, it wasn't very long, you know, just waiting on the car to start. And so it's just little things like that that's like, I feel like if we were not Black, that wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, that's enough of my rant for right now. I'm just gonna, yeah, that's enough of my rant. Like I said, it's just been a heavy few weeks, and it's just really hard to, it's really hard to get creative. It's really hard to take myself out of the negative place. I've been trying not to scroll on social media as much. It's really hard because that's like a habit at this point, but I've been trying not to scroll on social media as much just because I don't feel like taking in all the negative. And I know, I don't know, I want to stay informed, but at the same time I feel like I need a mental health break. So yeah, that's where we are.